Welcome back to the compound kitchen. Today I'm going to make cinnamon buns since it's so popular around the compound. So we're just going to get the yeast mixture going first. So I just measured out the water. So you need lukewarm water in your yeast to make it rise. And we're making a sweet dough, so we're going to add sugar to our water. And if we weren't making a sweet dough, we wouldn't add the sugar. If you were making like pepperoni sticks or cheese sticks, you would not add the sugar to the water. So I'm going to put in the sugar and then the yeast. And then we're just going to give it a little stir. And we're just going to let that sit while we get the other ingredients going. I've sifted all the flour into the mixing bowl. You don't need to sift it into another mixing bowl and then put it into your mix master. You can just sift it right straight into here. And then over here, as you notice, I have a mise en place together. So I have everything ready to go, all my tools, my ingredients, so I won't be running around the kitchen gathering everything. That's what we like to teach the kids. Get your recipe, grab a bus tub, go to the cooler, the freezer, dry storage, wherever you need to get all your ingredients. Now I'm going to put the margarine and the sugar into the milk, and we're going to put that into the microwave. And we just want to heat it up enough to melt your margarine, and then we'll go on to the next step. Now I've melted the margarine and the milk and I'm going to put them into the flour, but you have to make sure that it's not too hot when you add your eggs. So I'm going to add everything else before, and then I'll add my eggs, because your eggs will scramble if you put those in first. See how the yeast is risen? So that's good. Scrape everything out. And we'll just give the eggs a quick melt, and you can always just maybe mix this up a little bit. Throw your eggs in. And put this on the machine. And then I'm going to put the hook in. We use a hook for bread, right? Or dough. That's the attachment we use. And I'm just going to put it on low to get it mixing. And it has to go for about 5 minutes. The dough is a little bit sticky, as this one is. I'm just going to sprinkle in a little bit of flour. You want the dough to come away from the bowl. So we're just going to let it knead a little bit more. It's been about 5 minutes now, so you can tell that the dough has come away from the bowl, and that's what you want it to look like, because if it was sticking to the bowl, you'd have to add more flour to it. So I'm just going to take it out of the bowl and put it onto the counter, and then we're going to start rolling. I'm using a scraper to get it out. So what we want to do now is roll it into a rectangle. Okay, so I'm just gonna... When you're rolling out pie pastry or cinnamon bun dough or whatever, you need a certain shape. So this one is missing a bit of the corner here, right? So I want to take where it is thicker and push it out towards where it's needed. So you would go outwards towards the corner that it's most needed, and you take the dough, and that's how you're going to even out your dough. Now I'm going to put the margarine on. So we're going to spread that around. And you can use a little spreader or a spatula or a knife or whatever you wish. Now I've mixed brown sugar and cinnamon together, and if you'd like to put raisins or walnuts in yours, you can do that also, whatever you choose. So we're gonna sprinkle all this on the top. Now it's time to roll them up. So I like to roll the ends in just a little bit because I find that they kind of come undone and it's just keeps everything inside. So I just give that a little bit. I should get my scraper too. So you just start at one end and you want to keep it really tight. So if you start the roll, then it just gets easier once you get going. So I've cut it in half and now I want to get 16 pieces out of this whole roll, but you can make them as big or as small as you wish. So I'm going to cut them, slice them. I use a serrated knife so you don't, it's easier to cut your slicing. Just go slowly through it. So, and then you just put these into 4 pieces and then you have 16. Now I've cut them all up. So you can see with the end pieces, they're all nice and rounded. They're not hanging out. So I put those pieces down in the pan. So the pan is sprayed and I'm gonna put them in. I'm putting them into the proofer now. So I'm gonna proof them probably for half an hour. And then after they're proofed, we're gonna bake them and then we're gonna ice them. So while they're proofing, I'm gonna make the icing for the cinnamon buns. Now we're gonna move on to making the cream cheese icing for the cinnamon buns. We're gonna put the cream cheese in first, and then the margarine. We're gonna cream that up. And with the recipes, we'll be putting those on the bottom of the videos. You can look on there and find it. And then I'm gonna put it in machine, and then I got the paddle this time for making cream cheese icing. So I'm gonna start it up. So I'm gonna cream this, add the vanilla, and then I'm just gonna add the icing sugar, which I've sifted. You always sift your icing sugar. And then I'm just gonna put it in the fridge, and then when we're ready to ice the cinnamon buns, I'll bring them out and show you how to ice them. I've finished proofing. I'm going to take them out of the oven and I'm going to turn the oven on. But if you don't have a proofer, you can turn the oven on before you put them in and warm your oven up, and then turn it off and put them in for half an hour or so. And then take them out, put your oven on to bake them. And then, and if not, sometimes you can just leave them on top of your oven and they'll rise. They'll just take a bit longer. But we're just gonna turn the oven on now and get them baked. So I took them out of the oven. Now I'm gonna flip them onto this pan and then I'll show you how we'll ice them. Here's the cream cheese icing we made. So we're gonna put it onto our cinnamon buns and then we can try them. In the kitchen, we teach the kids about cross-contamination. So that's why I'm using my spatula to scoop the icing out and my spreader to spread the icing. We don't want to mix both of them. So that's what we try to show them in the class. So this is the finished product. I'll just say if you want, you can use muffin tins instead of a big pan. So you have individual ones. This way I'm gonna have to cut them. But if you have any questions, just leave them on my page and maybe try this recipe and let me know how it goes. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.